All right, first up this morning, we're going to get real and give you the scoop on the dating scene in Milwaukee. We were just talking about it. Our next guest is very aware that many people believe there are no good people to date in our city, but she is here to squash that myth.
So she says Stephanie Crosley is with Real Talk. She is a blogger, an author, and a motivational speaker, and she's here with details on a special dating experience coming up a little bit later this month, like in a week and a half.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good morning.
Do you hear that all the time? There's no good people to date here. You got to go out of the city to meet somebody.
Yeah, I was even told I had to leave the city to find someone.
I've heard that repeated many, many times.
I don't think it's true though. I don't think it's true, no.
Okay.
Yeah, how do you feel about it when people say that?
It's kind of disheartening because I'm like, wait, I'm a good person. I'm in the city and I'm single. And I know that there are more people just like me, and I have the pleasure and opportunity to actually get to work with and meet these people. So that's why I have the event coming up, because I know there's some good people here in our city.
That's great.
Where are they?
They're everywhere. That's the thing. They're spread out throughout Milwaukee.
They're spread out.
They're spread out throughout Milwaukee. And that's the issue. So
I think the issue is finding them, because I think she brings up a good point. Where are they? I think for a lot of people, they're like, okay, so let's say I'm going to suspend disbelief, and I'm going to believe that there are great people out there. It's a question of how do I find them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that with them being so spread out, we have to get into just dating, the idea of dating and how scary that could be for a person, especially after you've been dating for so long and you've had some not so good experiences. It's kind of hard for you to put yourself out there again. And here in the city, I think that, and I do my polls on social media often, and the mindset around dating is oftentimes negative, and that could impact where these people are and whether or not these people come up front to admit, like, hey, I'm single. I had some people say, oh no, I'm just happily single.
I've heard a lot of people give that sentiment of they don't want to date because they're just kind of over it. So what are some good dating tips? Because people who are looking to date or want to date, they want to know what's the best way to do it.
Yeah, so I have 5 tips. I'm gonna give you 5 tips. So 1, just breathe. Breathe.
Oh, you gotta breathe?
Yes, it's not as scary as we think it is. 2, know who you are. Have a foundation of who you are. Not saying you have to know exactly everything about yourself. We're all trying to figure it out. Even after 30, I'm still trying to figure it out. We're all trying to figure it out. But be confident. That's the 3rd tip. Be confident in that foundation of who you are. And then you want to be open and get to know or put yourself in a position to meet people outside of your norm.
See, I'm glad you said
hard.
that. That's really hard, because I think people are comfortable in their own circle of friends and their own people they socialize with.
And that tends to take away from our whole idea on dating, or our experience with dating. And then my last tip would be to try to be less desirable. Okay.
Oh.
We spend a lot of time.
How do you do that?
It's good to feel, everyone to feel good, or to look good, because when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
But don't be like, I want to encourage people not to put the focus on being desirable for that mate, because then the whole time you're like, wait, would you like my hair? Would you like this? Would you like this? And then you become less of who you are.
I like that.
So,
be
those are my 5 tips.
comfortable becoming less desirable. I think that's fascinating.
I think that's a great idea.
Still look good.
Yeah, still look good.
Yeah. Yeah, don't come in your pajamas.
Yeah, be confident in how you look.
Okay, that's good. I like that. What do you think in general of the single scene in Milwaukee? If you're saying you know a lot of people, if you've seen a lot of people who are single, what are you seeing?
Yeah, so the scene in Milwaukee, I think that, again, and it goes back to Milwaukee being one of the most segregated cities, right? So we tend to stick with who we know, where we're at, and because of that, you hear a lot of people say, well, everyone's dating everyone. Everyone already dated. I can't date this
Small
person.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, and it's like, no, everyone has not. Do you know how many people we have here? We just haven't stepped outside of what we're doing and who we know. And I think that's a huge issue. And again, that mentality is so important.
Are you a fan of online dating apps, dating websites, and doing the online dating thing?
You know, it works for some people. I'm not a fan of it, and I just think with social media and technology, it actually took away our ability to communicate with one another. I think that you can't put in person, let me catch your vibe, your energy, let's communicate face to face. I think that is so much better than online dating. And that's just my belief. I think online we're able to hide who we are. We're able to hide a lot of different things. And I want to get rid of that and start to communicate face to face and get to know one another.
We're almost out of time, but you got to give some details on this event.
So Single in Milwaukee is happening on July 28th. And my goal is to, again, bring people together. So from the north side, the west side, the south side, the east side, come together through dating. And I think that dating is the great opportunity because the purpose of dating is getting to know people.
Yeah.
So being, using the dating platform, you're being exposed to different cultures, to different people. And that's my goal. The event is happening at
What are you going to do there?
Oh, it's going to be super engaging and interactive, and no cell phones. No cell phone use is allowed.
Whoa.
So she says it's dating with a twist.
Dating with a twist. So you actually have to interact with the people who are in the same room with you.
I like that. It's interactive. It's a place where likes, followers, and people who are popular, those kinds of things are not factors.
Yeah.
I love it, actually talking to one another. It's Sunday, July 28th from 6:30 to 9:30. You have to RSVP to attend Eventbrite or Facebook. Again, it's Real Talk Single in Milwaukee. You must be at least 21 and you got to be single to attend.
Yeah.
Duh, right?
right.
So great to see you again.
Thanks, Steph.
Yes, it is. Thank you guys
Appreciate
for having
it.
me.